How's it going, you guys? Ponylover1989 here, and welcome to another reaction episode. Sorry if I'm not wearing my headphones the right way. I just got out of the shower because my hair was filthy. Okay. I know some of you are suggesting me to react to OmniGem or Gem 99's review on live action movies, but I'm at rumble.com or Odyssey. So the first one I'm going to be reacting to would be the review for the live action box office failure, Super Mario Brothers, 1993. And OmniGem's Underground Studio. I don't know how many parts there are going to be for me to react, so here it goes nothing in 3, 2, 1, and click to play.
Donald Trump Jr. here with an urgent message about America's irreversible path towards financial...
Skip.
This turmeric hack might just be the easiest way to lose weight ever. I'm in my 50s, but thanks to one simple tweak to my...
Oh, another ad. Nah. You know, I ought to turn the volume down. Starring Jem Estrella. The theme song, Enemy by Fozzy. What? Is that Independence Day or Armageddon? Enjoy the film. Enjoy the show.
Let's talk about the Super Mario Brothers movie. 1993, not the newest one.
The live action one.
What can I say about Super Mario that hasn't been said already? It's one of the most famous and beloved video game franchises of all time. And I'm a little bit nervous to talk about it because, well...
Everyone is deleting. And you get copyrighted. You get copyrighted.
Super Mario Brothers, and I worry that the name alone is going to get Nintendo's panties in a twist. So rather than reviewing the movie by going through the whole story from beginning to end like I usually do, I decided to take a look at the movie in a different way. Now then, let's talk about it. To give you an idea of just how much of a big deal Super Mario was, let's go back to 1983. Before we had online playing, storylines, and video games, and fucking microtransactions.
EA, evil assholes.
Video games looked like this.
Actually, it's Electronic Arts, not evil
assholes.
assholes.
The video game industry at the time were going through a crisis of sorts.
Breakout.
The market became oversaturated.
Atari.
With loads of terrible games made from third-party companies that mindlessly created them for an easy buck.
And ColecoVision.
It had gotten so bad to the point where thousands of stores everywhere began reducing stocks or flat out refused to sell video games.
Oh yeah,
like the
video game crashed because of the ET incident. Atari ET.
When Nintendo came into the scene and revised the industry with their video game console, the Nintendo Entertainment System, or the NES for short. After a clever marketing strategy and the success of Rocket Robot,
Famicom was created in 1983 in Japan.
Super Mario Brothers became a hit.
The game Super Mario Brothers came out on October 18th, 1985 on the NES launch date and became a box office hit.
But the game Super Mario Brothers broke grounds with many things like side-scrolling, different levels,
side-scroll platformers,
secrets, and having an ending to the game. Well, sort of, in the first game. And above all else, the gameplay was really good. Obviously, when there's success, companies will cash in on the product with merchandising, and Mario was so popular, he had tons of it. Toys,
plushie dolls, t-shirts, comics,
two
animated shows, a board game.
Don't you just
the angry video game nerd.
And as you might have guessed, this craze of Super Mario would be taken to the next level when it was announced that a live-action movie was in the works. Now, personally, I can't tell you about the movie's hype because I was born in December 10th, 1983, and by then I've already missed out on all the marketing it received back then. But the hype was a huge deal back in the day. It got tons and tons of advertisement. The commercial consistently would play on the television, and Nintendo would promote the hell out of it with their own magazine, Nintendo Power. It had to
The
be
Nintendo
something
Power
to behold
magazine.
if you were there, but that's history for you. And when it came out, it bombed completely.
A
Critics
box
weren't
office
too kind to
failure.
the reviews, the audience didn't know what to make of it, and just a few months later, when Jurassic Park was shown, Super Mario Bros. The movie was quickly pulled off of theaters and vanished as if it never happened to begin with. And this leads us to this question. Was the movie really that bad? Well, if you're one of the young kids who haven't heard of it or happen to stumble across this review, then by all means, be my guest and sit back.
It's also refreshing to
Little
come back
fix
watching
here.
this movie with a different perspective, because let me tell you, I was one of the many people that hated this movie around the time I watched it in, I think, late 2000s. I hated the movie because it had little to do with the source material, and I hate how it took stuff that was based from the games, mixed it up into things that don't make any sense, and I thought that the story, while it was creative, was just terrible in execution, and the comedy and the stuff that it had to offer just did not appeal to me, and yeah, I just hated it for no reason other than it's just completely different from the source material. So, here we are.
That said, let us move on to the review. Our movie begins, interestingly enough, by playing the iconic overworld theme. No remade version, no original
Leitmotif.
score or anything like that. They played the actual song
Allied
from the
filmmakers.
original game on the NES. Now some of you might be thinking, oh wow, is this movie gonna be like taking the game and bringing it to life? Oh man, this is gonna be exciting! Well, I hope you enjoyed that little moment because that is
Hollywood
the only
Pictures.
time the song is ever played throughout the whole movie. No
Owned
big
by
deal, really.
Disney.
Right after that tidbit, you get this strange animated segment involving dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
What? Dinosaurs? Did I pick the bootleg copy, or is it just a rip by one of these asshole pranksters? No, it's not. This is actually how it plays out, with Mario, played by Bob Hoskins, narrating no less.
Who played
We'll
Eddie
get to the
Valiant
rest.
from Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I tell you about the backstory myself. Brooklyn, 65 billion years ago.
Giant meteorite struck the Earth. Goodbye, dinosaurs. What if the dinosaurs weren't all destroyed? What if the impact that that meteorite created
Dennis
in
Hopper.
our dimension, where the dinosaurs
The
continued to
the
thrive, that evolved
antagonist
into
from
vicious,
Speed.
aggressive beings, just like us. Hey, what if they found the way back?
Overlooking the fact that the plot is not at all like the games from Super Mario, I actually like this story concept. An idea where dinosaurs are living in a different world as mankind has taken theirs after the impact has some potential for some good stories. I mean, think about it. It could bring in some great things in action, adventure, fantasy, horror, whatever.
Or science
The
fiction.
idea has a lot of ground to experiment with different genres in any different form of media. It's kind of a shame that it was slightly wasted on this movie. Just slightly wasted.
Yep.
After the intro, we see some woman
20
carrying
years
a
ago.
baby in the middle of the rain, taking her to an orphanage.
Samantha Mathis.
It would be revealed that the baby is actually the princess of the Mushroom Kingdom, and she carries an important object that our villain needs in order to invade our home and take over both worlds. This object is a piece of the meteorite, and it's referred to
meteorite.
as the Rock. There's also hints and certain scenes where people point out the meteorite piece isn't the only thing that's needed, where some people say that the princess possesses something that is needed to connect the worlds together. It's actually quite interesting that they gave the princess character with something important that contributes to the plot, rather than just making her yet another damsel in distress for a good and
Double
good
Dragon.
hero to save her and get some like good old pie to eat. The villain's plan is to get the Rock back and the princess to merge the worlds together and invade the Earth and take over both worlds. After that backstory, the movie begins in present-day New York
Present
City.
day.
Oh wait, this is 1993's New York City, my bad. Our protagonists are obviously Mario and Luigi, played by Bob Hoskins and John Louisiana. They are both broken down but hardworking plumbers just trying to make a living. One of the most interesting things about this movie is that they took one of the little-known
The
facts
Super
in the
Mario
series
Brothers
and
Super Show.
incorporated it in the story. That being Mario and Luigi are plumbers, and we see them actually do some plumbing that contributes to the plot. In every game we see Mario
Every
in
Mario game.
platforms, kart
Kart
racing,
racing,
party games,
party,
sports,
golf,
RPGs,
paper,
and
RPG. Oh,
that
CDI.
awful game.
I went from
The awful
284
CDI.
to 127 pounds with one simple tweak to how
Another
I
ad. Skip.
But we never actually see him and his brother do actual plumbing. And no, going down on pipes doesn't count. We've seen a few games where Mario does some kind of work like demolition and wrecking crew.
Wrecking Crew.
Never actual plumbing. I guess Nintendo just didn't have an idea to make a decent game out of it. The movie does a good job establishing that these guys are plumbers and showing off their skills without shoving it in our faces. So yeah, thumbs up for 7. On top of that, Mario and Luigi have character and noticeable chemistry together. Mario is the older brother with a cynical and stubborn personality, while Luigi is the younger brother with the optimistic and hopeful personality. This brings out the humor and dynamic bond between the two in a way that you believe that these two are real brothers, while giving us some funny lines.
Right now, America's world, this guy just found out that he was in another dimension.
Oh, I used to have this toy like that. Oh,
Anything's possible, Mario. You just gotta believe.
Yeah, it's not gonna win any awards or anything, but it's better to have decent chemistry than no chemistry at all. And on the topic of characters, of course the movie has the princess, and it's none other than Princess Daisy? That second
Daisy
princess we
from
saw in
Super Mario Land?
Why her and not Princess
And not
Peach?
Peach?
Well, I could answer that question easily. You know how back in the day,
Dr. Robotnik.
Eggman was called Dr. Robotnik in the US until Sonic Adventure 2 when they resorted back to his original name? Peach had gone through a similar phase too. Before Super Mario 64,
Princess Peach was known as Princess Toadstool.
Yeah, Toadstool. Out of all the names to replace Peach, they went with a foul, nasty sounding name that's just another word for mushroom. And it was a stupid. I don't know if Nintendo has informed the movie crew about the name or the crew didn't ask Nintendo about it, but I don't blame them for changing it into Daisy, who's played by Samantha Mathis, by the way. There's not much I could say about her other than she's alright and she isn't completely useless and stupid. Though what's interesting is that instead of Mario and Daisy having a relationship, it's Luigi who's into Daisy. It may sound like a dumb change and a slap in the face for certain hardcore fans in the series,
Fan art.
but it actually makes a lot of sense in this movie's portrayal of the video game series. Though admittedly, it has this love at first sight vibe to it because these two met like one day on a payphone, remember those? And after like one dinner
Payphone
together
by
and
Maroon
they
5?
talked to each other during a walk on the street, they fell in love with each other on that very same day. But it doesn't matter anyway because it gets the job done by having the princess in a situation where our heroes need to save her from the evil, big, mean monster known as...
Dennis Hopper.
Yeah.
As King Koopa.
Get to him later. There's a few characters here and there that aren't that memorable. We see some chick named Daniela who's Mario's girlfriend, and that's about it. Kind of a missed opportunity they didn't call her Pauline.
Pauline.
There's Capelli,
From-
who is this corrupt businessman who tried to sabotage Daisy's work by digging up bones in the sewers, and right after our heroes go into the Mushroom Kingdom, he's pretty much forgotten until the final act of the film. As for the Mushroom Kingdom, yeah, we'll get to that later too.
Looks like a city.
There's Lana, Bowser's wife, yes really, who plays this jealous, two-faced woman looking for a chance to rule the world with or without Bowser, I guess? She does play the role in the story, but her performance and dialogue don't really make her that interesting, and she comes across as another generic Starscream-like minion. We have
Starscream?
Toad, who instead of being the royal servant to the princess, he's portrayed as this friendly guitarist playing songs
Toad
against
is a
Bowser,
guitarist?
how much he ruined the
From
city.
movie?
And that's about it.